Hey Glampers, today we're going to do a 6-month review on our Hitch. As many of you know, we got this PullRite 6 months ago in June when we got our new rig. So I'm going to give you the 3 things I love about this hitch, and we'll compare it to a regular fifth wheel hitch, because we did get to use a fifth wheel hitch earlier this year when our truck broke down in North Dakota. The PullRite PullRite 2600. Now this is a 20,000 pound hitch. It also has another one, the 2400. The only difference between the two, this one is paired with your truck's puck system, or basically if you have a gooseneck ball, that's what it attaches to. The 2400 attaches to rails, so if you have rails you want the 2400. If you don't and you got a gooseneck system where you can put a ball in, get the 2600. They do the same thing. The main components are the frame, of course. Inside the frame is the attachment to the ball. You have a large drawdown bolt on the back side, and then right here you'll see is where we actually lock the ball into the cup itself. So really, what do I like about this hitch? First of all and foremost, it doesn't take a lot of space in the actual bed of the truck, and it's very lightweight, and by lightweight I mean 50 pounds. If you have experience with a normal fifth wheel hitch, they can weigh up to 200 pounds, 150, 200 pounds, depending on what you have. And it's very cumbersome to get in and out, and I want to be able to get this out. I want my Joni to be able to get this out if need be. So that is like the biggest thing for me, is make sure we get to use our bed and not kill ourselves getting this in and out. If you haven't seen the video where I install it, it's actually a pretty easy install. Let's talk about hitching and unhitching. So when it comes to hitch, if you have a normal fifth wheel plate, and by any means I'm not saying they're bad, you know, a normal fifth wheel plate is not bad. This is just what we chose. This was my choice after doing research. But a normal fifth wheel plate, you pretty much have to be dead centered onto that kingpin to get it hitched up. For us, if you can see that cup, the top of that cup, we have a 6-inch from center, left and right, front and back, that we can, as long as that ball hits the inside of that cup, it gets drawn down into the actual hitch itself. So we don't have to worry about being dead center. We don't have to be right on. We try to be, but we don't have to be. All right, the second thing I love about this thing is how easy it is to hitch and unhitch. So as Joni plays video over, I will tell you about the hitching up and unhitching. So basically, we have a cup up here, an attachment goes onto your kingpin. It's got basically a reverse gooseneck. The ball gets onto this cup, and you can be off by 3 inches either way, no matter any way around. As long as you get that ball inside that cup, it will draw it down into the actual hitch. So it makes life a lot simpler. Everything goes a lot easier that way for us. Another thing with that is, we were at the Straits up in the UP. We were parked on a hill to where the front of the camper was uphill. Now after we leveled, of course, it was basically touching the ground. But with this hitch, it really took the anxiety away. It took any fear away that I had of trying to hitch up on that hill. Man, we got it right hitched up right away. And one of the things we've had to do when we broke down in North Dakota, and you haven't seen that video, Jeff and Lindy from Best Today Ever brought us a truck, which we were so grateful, but it had a regular hitch. And for us, never using a regular fifth wheel hitch, that was just a learning experience. And one of the things we found out was that I compared to this one is, when you're trying to unhitch and you got to pull that pin to get the lock undone on that fifth wheel hitch, if you're too high or too low, it puts it in a bind. It won't unlock, and you got to play with it until you hit that right perfect spot to get that unlocked. This, you never have a problem. You never have to worry about if your camper is high or low. Literally, I can pull that pin before I even drop my my landing gear and lift it up out of that way. I never have to worry about being on a bind. So that is a fantastic plus for me as far as using this hitch. Also, one of the things that I get a lot of feedback on is, we do have a short bed, a 6.5 foot bed on this truck. I did a lot of research, and of course everybody says you need a slider, Well, I found that with the way campers are built today, the front caps are designed to give you a little more clearance from hitting your truck. And I've found that I've been very close to 80, 85 degrees and didn't come close to hitting the truck. I didn't go full 90. I've never been in a need to go full 90. And if I have to, we'll figure it out. But I've not hit the truck yet. So just understand that this doesn't mean you're going to hit the cab of your truck just because it's not a slider. This seems to work well with our setup. It works well. The third thing I like about this, it was the cost. The slider hitches were running about $1,400–1,500 depending on the brand you get. When I bought this, now granted it was probably on sale. I think we bought it in May, right before we got our rig, and I got it for just over $600. Now because of COVID and all the shortages and stuff, I think it's going for about $900, and that was comparable to the Anderson hitch, which we were looking at as well. One thing we have noticed with this is the chucking. We did not hear any chucking at all with this fifth wheel hitch. Now when we had the other truck, when ours broke down, there was some chucking going on, which is I've heard a lot about with people having normal fifth wheel hitch. So not a big deal. It didn't bother me. I understand what's happening, but you know, knowing the difference, you know, I got to hear it, feel it, and take this any day. I will say with the company, PullRite, I did have an issue when I first got it. The drawdown bolt was a little short. It was a 4.5 inch drawdown bolt, I think. So I contacted them, and right away they sent me a 5-inch drawdown bolt because they had actually switched over. So they must have had plenty of issues. And I've called them 2 or 3 times about this hitch, asking questions, and they have been spot on the money about handling my business, making sure they take care of me. Very good company, made in America. So that was big for me as well. So love this hitch. There's no wrong way to do this. Get what works for you. Do your research. Get out and go camping and be safe about it. Make sure you get plenty of hitch for your rig, okay? 20,000 pound hitch gives me plenty of room. As you can see, I got stuff already in here, and we love this hitch. So leave a comment down below what kind of hitch you use and what you love about it. Happy glamping.